Hey guys, so not long ago now I asked you if you wanted to ask me some questions, and this is going to be my answer video. So I printed out all the questions, and there are a good amount. There weren't loads, but there are a good amount, so this video shouldn't be too long. But now I'm going to answer them for you guys, so I hope you enjoy. So the first question comes from Harry Potter lover, and I'll put the thing here, and it's, what do you want to do after uni? I'm currently undecided. For a while I thought I was definitely going to go into makeup, but I'm not sure. But I know that with my degree I'll be able to kind of go into what I want to, unless it's like really specialist, and I have a few more years to decide. My course is 4 years long, and I know that having an extra language, and in my case having 2 extra languages, will always be useful when searching for jobs, so I'm not entirely sure yet, but yeah. Then there's a few from Betharisma, sorry if I'm not pronouncing these right. What brush do you recommend for a good blending brush? On the eyes, I don't think you can go wrong with a MAC 217. That's what I will always so I'll always recommend to everyone. And if you are in the US and you want a cheaper version, the Sigma E25. I say just in the US because you can get Sigma everywhere else, but the shipping is like extortionist, so it's probably going to be cheaper to get a MAC one. A good pencil brush. I don't like the Sigma pencil brush. It's not really a pencil brush, it's too flimsy. MAC one again. Sorry if these are all going to be MAC, but that's the best pencil brush I've come across. Not many other brands do it, although there is one from Model Zone which is pretty decent. Blush brush. At the moment I'm really loving my Real Techniques buffing brush and the blush brush. If you're outside of the UK, actually no, you can get those in the US, but if I was to say another brand, I'd probably say the Sigma tapered brush. Let me see. This one. What is it? The F25. I quite like this brush for blush. Or the 188 from MAC. What is your favourite highlighter for face and just for eyes? Because my skin tone is very similar to yours. My favourite face highlighter at the moment is probably Albatross by NARS. I don't use a face highlighter that often, so I don't have many, but that's probably my favourite at the moment. For my eyes, my favourite is Floof from MAC, but if I was going to go for a drugstore one, the MUA shimmery white colour, I can't remember the shade but I'll put it here somewhere, is really good. What is your favourite contour colour? Sorry if these are all high end, but I really like MAC's blush in Harmony, but otherwise I like Bourjois Délice de Poudre, I don't know, which is a bronzer, but because it's matte it's actually really good for highlight, for contouring as well. Okay, the next, this is from the same person again, sorry. My favourite mascaras, this changes a lot. At the moment I really like the Bourjois Fast and something, the one that rotates, I can never remember the name, and I'm liking the L'Oreal False Lash Telescopic, but honestly it changes like the wind. I prefer drier formulas, just because I hate getting it up here, and I just think they work better for my lashes, I don't know. And in terms of lengthening and or volumizing, I don't really mind. I just like them to look quite full, and I wouldn't like always go for lengthening or always go for volumizing. I just try out different ones. Do you know any easy cute updos for busy mornings? I'm not amazing with hair, and I'm not going to answer this in the video. Maybe I'll think about it and I'll make a separate video about that. The next one is from Rose 1204. Is it true that mascara is bad after 3 months? Honestly, it depends on the type of mascara you have, what you do with it. and just how often you use it. I never really go through entire tubes. They usually dry up before I throw them away, but I don't throw things away every 3 months. I wait until it's dried up and I don't think I can use it anymore, simply because I don't use it on anyone else. If other people were using it and it was in my kit, I'd probably throw away every 3 months, but because I'm only using it on myself, I just throw it when it's no more use to me. What is the best brush for applying foundation? Again, depends on the foundation, but generally I like to have a pedal brush, which is something like the MAC 190, you know, just a simple foundation brush, just to get it on my skin. And then I like to have a duo fibre brush, like the MAC 187, to blend any lines, because that will give you, the paddle brush will probably give you brush marks, but this will help just buff it out. It's kind of like on the eyes. The paddle brush is like a 239, it's the one that lays down colour. Then you get something like a 217 that will just blend out the edges. That's kind of what it's like with foundation. So those are the two I like to use generally. What is Boots? Boots is like a drugstore that you get in England, similar I imagine to Walmart, Ulta. This has all the drugstore brands, and in some of the bigger ones has higher end brands, and like all kind of pharmacy stuff and shower gel and just all sorts of things, you know, just it's not high end most of the time. Only some of the bigger ones will have high end products in it, but yeah, it's just like a drugstore. And in Hong Kong it's kind of like Watson's type, Manning's type thing. If you have so many products, do you ever get rid of anything? Personally, I don't like to throw anything away. If I've bought it, I feel really bad if I've bought it and I throw it away. In the past, especially before I was moving, I collected like a bag of products. Some I did throw away because they were old and they weren't any use to anyone anymore, and some that just didn't suit my colouring, and I met up with all my friends and just let them pick out of it, so just take what they wanted. But generally, unless I'm moving and I need to downsize, I don't really get rid of many things, apart from if they're kind of drying up or they're of no use anymore. Do you feel like you buy things just to review them, or are they products you truly wanted? The majority of the time they're products I truly wanted, but I do admit I do buy stuff just for reviewing purposes sometimes, but I generally end up liking it anyway. It's not very often that I'll buy it to review and I just won't use it. So how long have you been doing hauls? I looked this up the other day. I think my first haul was in October 2009, so about 2 years, coming up to 2.5 years, so been quite a while. And now less than 3 top. Do you use any Chinese beauty products since you lived in Hong Kong? I use a lot. I use my Quick eyeliner, it's like bright pink. I use my Diary face mask, my Beauty Diary face mask. I use the eyelashes a lot. I kind of use more of their stuff when I was in Hong Kong because I didn't have access to stuff here in the UK. I use more of my UK stuff when I'm here, you know. So I don't use that many Chinese products, mainly because lots of them that are truly Chinese, I can't understand the writing on them, obviously, so I don't really know what they're for. Can you suggest any? Like I said, the My Beauty face diaries are really good. They do lots of really good eyeliners, like one day tattoo liners and stuff, really thin, really precise. But maybe I'll do a separate video on Chinese beauty products. Want to tell us about your family, how many siblings, etc.? Well, my family has 6 people in it: my mum, my dad, an older sister, an older brother, me and a younger sister. So my older sister is 22, my brother's 20, I'm 18, and my little sister just turned 17. We're all in the UK at the moment, my siblings. My mum and dad live in Hong Kong, but my dad's like a banker, so he flies around a lot. My mum kind of lives between Hong Kong and London. Now we're all here. My sister is working in London in PR and like managing events and event organising and stuff. My brother is doing a history and like international relation degree at the University of Aberdeen. I'm here in Bath, and my little sister goes to boarding school in Eastbourne. And lastly, from Jazzy Loka, I don't know, sorry. She just wants to know about Hong Kong in general, and why I went. I moved to Hong Kong when I was 8, so what, like 10-11 years ago, because my dad's job, he got promoted, and he had the choice to, he got to choose where he was going to work in Asia, and he chose Hong Kong, and that's why I moved out there. Again, I might do a different video on Hong Kong. I don't really know what what everyone wants me to talk about. It's a very international city and it's amazing. I do miss it a lot, but I can't really explain it. But yeah, I lived there for 10 years, and I did all of my secondary school education there and half my primary school education there. So yep, that is all the questions you guys have asked me for the moment. If there are any more, please let me know in the comments below. If there are only a few, I'll answer them there, but if there's lots more, I will do another video. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.